Okay, guys, so immigration into Ireland is totally out of control and we don't have one politician to stop it. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Politics Podcast. Thank you for joining me. Yes, I'm back to bring you all the news from X, and what I saw on X at the weekend was absolutely crazy. The Irish Times had an article telling us about the University of Galway having a food bank, or a food pantry they called it, but it's a food bank essentially. And they showed the picture alongside it, and basically the whole of the line are foreign students looking to get food from the food bank that the university has put on. Now, to become a student here in Ireland from a non-EU country, you have to apply for a student visa, and as part of those requirements, you need to show proof that you have enough money to maintain yourself during your stay here, and also you or your sponsor has to have evidence that they have at least €10,000 per year for the duration of your course. Okay, so one would wonder then why these students are accessing a food bank. And we know that the cost of living has gone out of control here in Ireland for everybody. Okay, we know that. So the big question is, why are we allowing more and more students, more and more immigrants into the country when we have a crisis? A crisis that we even need a food bank in a university, first of all, that we need food banks for the ordinary people on the street. We have our homeless figures released. Half of our homeless are non-Irish. Half of our homeless people, the homeless figures that we get, I think it's 16,000 now, nearly 17,000, are non-Irish. This is absolutely scandalous, and still the immigrants still keep pouring into the country, and there isn't one politician or one political party able to grasp it, able to stop it, able to put control on it. So we have de facto open borders, and we have no faith in the Fianna Fáil Minister, Jim O'Callaghan, who is the new Minister for Immigration. It's absolutely crazy. And the reason I have no faith in Minister Jim O'Callaghan is because there was a vote there in the EU for to tighten immigration into the EU and European states. And guess what? All the Fianna Fáil MEPs voted no. Actually, all the Irish MEPs, the whole lot of them, voted no to tighten our borders. They have voted for open borders. And here we have the Irish Times doing this article showing us in full view that the majority of the people waiting for this food bank at that moment in time were foreign. And we know, we have eyes to see. We all see our towns and villages. Immigration is out of control. Out of control. And you have the students then queuing for food and then not being able to get accommodation for themselves. There's no student accommodation because, as we know, a lot of the accommodation for students has been used now as IPAS. So we have the IPAS system, which is the asylum system in Ireland. We have new buildings. We have hotels being bought for that. We have student accommodation being taken for that. We have communities in meltdown over that side of immigration. And then we have the legal immigration, which is the students and the people that come here to work. And it is out of control. We have a cost of living crisis, as I said already. It is crazy, absolutely crazy. And I just don't know why we cannot control our borders like an ordinary grown-up country. Why is it out of control? Why are our politicians allowing what's going on? There has to be some answers. As I said, half of the homeless people are non-Irish. We don't hear, by the way, the homeless charities, the Focus, the DePaul. We don't hear the charities coming on the news telling us this, though. We have to find it out ourselves. We don't hear. Why are the homeless charities not saying, hey, stop immigration? Half the people we are trying to sort out are not even from here. And then we have the absolute cherry on the cake, the scandal that happened last week where 2 asylum seekers were awarded, I think it was 9,500 euro, and I think 6,000 or 7,000 euro each, because the government failed to accommodate them when they landed in Ireland. They just got some vouchers to go and get some sleeping bags or whatever. Why were they not stopped at the border? And we have another, I don't know how many cases going through of the same type. In other words, the Irish now are second-class citizens in Ireland. So these asylum seekers are coming. They are being invited here by the tweet in 8 languages, as we know, from Roderick O'Gorman. That was a massive scandal back in 2021. He sent out a post in 8 different languages highlighting Ireland's generous asylum system, where you get your own door accommodation, he said, within 16 weeks, which is 4 months. He was promising the whole world their own door accommodation, and that's what they're getting. That's what they're getting, because that's what they're building. So yeah, he was right. He highlighted the generous dental and the health and the all the benefits and the food, and you can work and blah, 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 blah. We know all the benefits. We've gone through this 1,000,001 times. But now we see the consequences. Now we see the consequences. There's no homes for the Irish. They are giving food at universities. Half the homeless are non-Irish. It is way past out of control, and there isn't one, as I said, not one. No matter what we read in the paper, no matter what we see on social media of the videos, on RTE News, of our government trying to sort this out, when the reality is in the background, we have our MEPs over in Europe voting no to sorting out immigration. They voted no, and that should send a shudder through everyone who hears that this thing that they have created themselves is so out of control that there are food banks and homeless services inundated with people that have come here outside the EU, and no one's shouting stop. Nobody's shouting stop. As I said before, guys, all they have is you and I to call it out, to try and get the word out, and we need to change our voting habits. We really need to, and that's the one message that you could give to your friends and your neighbours and your work colleagues, to change our voting habits, because it won't change unless we change it. And no matter what they say, as I said, their actions speak louder than their words, and their actions were over in Europe last week. They voted no. They voted no to sorting out the food banks and the housing crisis. Because immigration affects everything. It affects everything. It affects your health, your waiting lists, your dental waiting lists, your homes for your children, jobs for the children. Now we have the High Court awarding thousands of euro because they failed to accommodate, after them inviting people and telling them they had the accommodation. Do we think that an Irish person who's made homeless in the morning can go and sue the state? No. De facto second-class citizens now. It's unbelievable. And as I said, student visas, if a foreign student wants to come to Ireland, they have to apply for a visa. And as part of their visa, they have to show that they can maintain themselves. And maintaining yourself is feeding yourself. So this is absolutely another thing for us to be angry about. It's crazy. Be angry about it. It's unbelievable. And as I said, immigration is affecting everything, and we don't have any serious politicians, any serious political party who's willing to tackle it. And we're waiting. And we're waiting, and we're waiting. And every day it gets more outrageous. I just wanted to bring you that story, guys, because you won't see it on the mainstream media. You won't see it told properly on the mainstream media. So as always, if you want to set up an account on X, it's pretty simple. Do so, set it up. You can follow me, and you don't have to post. You can just read what's going on. If not, I'll be here as always to bring you all the latest news. And thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and like and share the information in this video, and like and share the video. And thank you, guys. I will see you on the next one. Maybe immigration will be sorted by then. I doubt that very much, but it affects everyone. So good luck today, guys, on your travels, in your work, and thanks a million for watching. Take care.